Hello everybody. I resigned to my corporate job in 2019. It's been 4+ years and I'm really happy about my decision. Does that mean you should also leave your job? In this video, I want to talk about 5 conditions that I worked on even before quitting my job. Please do listen till the end of the video so that you understand the criteria well and see if these criteria fits to your current existing lifestyle itself. Let's get started with the first one. Before I left my job, I was very clear that I wanted to have that financial freedom, at least for a 3 to 4 year window. And why is that? Because I had young kids. I also had to support my family. Yes, my wife was just getting back to work after having our baby and she was ready to support, but I also want to make sure that if things go south in her career, we are able to delve deep into our savings and support ourselves for 3 to 4 years window. I was earning in dollars in the US and moved back in India so that I can save and spend in rupees. That was a big deal for me. We all have different sets of commitments in life. It could be an EMI, it could be medications, medical bills, or it could be something else. We just cannot avoid our responsibilities and say that, hey, now I'm quitting my corporate job and I'll do whatever I want to. The other important reason is because you will not pressurize yourself for money from day one. You will not have that making money on your head all the time. And in the startup world, the more time you spend, the better the chances of success. The second thing that I took care of while I was working in the corporate world was to make sure that I had some solid specific skill sets. I had 10+ years of experience when I moved out of the corporate world. And yes, I was very good with data analytics. I also had experience with marketing. These two were the skills where I could do consulting projects. I had a lot of exposure towards supply chain as well. What are the skill sets that you possess? Can you monetize these skill sets in the gig economy, part-time workforce? Flexible, one of the leading platforms for part-time workers, has mentioned that in 2021, it had 3,000 people register on its platform. In 2022, it was 11,000 and 2023, it is 34,000. So the number of registrations in these kind of gig platforms is increasing tremendously. People are moving towards gig economy and also companies are hiring these part-time workforce. Even one of the biggest IT service companies like Tata Consultancy Services is also hiring gig workers. So understand what is the skill that you currently have and can you monetize it on a part-time basis so that when you leave your job and when you want to jump into something else, you have a side income stream. The third important thing is, what is my fallback option? When you know you have built a great code and you are ready to deploy it, but if it doesn't work, what is your rollback plan? My rollback plan was the credentials that I have built at that point in time. I was already having an MBA from INSEAD. I worked at McKinsey for close to 8 years. So I knew even if I don't succeed in the corporate world, even if I don't succeed in the startup world, I can go back and again get a good job in the corporate world. I knew that and hence I could confidently take this step. Well, I'm from a middle class background. I'm all in for taking risks, but at the same time, I always take calculated risk. I made sure that I had a solid fallback option. Financial freedom, fallback options, skill sets, these are the things that you just cannot avoid. Now you might say, hey Pavan, I have all the 3 things sorted. Can I jump in? Well, the fourth thing then is, what are the ideas that you want to work on? If you have to work, if you are interested and if you are motivated to work in the field where you already have a lot of expertise, then that's a great starting point. You already have a strength and you are leveraging that strength. But if you want to work in a field which is completely different than what you have worked so far, then you need to make sure that while you are on your job itself, you take out some time and start thinking about what is the idea. Well, the idea might change in a year or two, but at least you should start thinking about the first idea. This idea bank will develop over time. For example, when I was thinking to move into the startup world, my last 6 months at McKinsey, I was thinking very hard. I was working with my friends over the weekends on multiple different educational applications and seeing what is the market fit that is required. What are some of the products which will sell well? And finally realized that education is all about teaching what you know very, very well. And hence I started off with consulting interviews. I did multiple consulting interviews. So I had that personal background. So I leveraged that skill. By the way, if you are interested in consulting, please do check out the Blue Chapter Consulting Experience program that I personally lead. It's a very small group of people, and my objective through this program is super simple. I want to make sure that the people that come out of this program are world-class problem solvers. The fifth thing that is extremely important, even after having your idea bank ready, is the support. Without support from the people around you, there is nothing much that you can do. And let's be honest, we are social animals and we need that support and validation time and again. For me, it was my parents, it was my wife, it was my few very small set of friends who were ready to support me in that phase of life. Not question me too much, but just make sure that they are there right and when I need them. This supporting pillar is actually the most important pillar compared to all the others that have spoken so far. Please make sure and understand what is your supporting system. Let me know how many of these criteria you satisfy. Without checking through and without understanding whatever is the criteria is in front of you versus not, just don't jump abruptly out of the corporate world. With 1 year experience, 2 year experiences, you might see a lot of success stories, but remember, you will only see success stories. You will never see the failure stories. If you see 100 success stories, there will be actually 10,000 failure stories. So don't just bet your horses on looking at something in the media. Media is glamorizing the startup space a lot, but if you want some certainty, if you want to make sure that you are aligned very well in your life, that might not be the right thing for you. Understand, think about it, and take the decision wisely. Do let me know if you have any questions. We'll be happy to answer in the comments below. Take care, guys. See you again. Bye-bye.